Welcome to Breaking Ties, a new you after divorce. This is your go-to source for practical advice and support for when the divorce process has finished. Join us each weekday for a quick chat where we'll cover a variety of topics related to post-divorce. Together, we'll explore the emotional, financial, and legal aspects of life after divorce and help you find the best path forward for you and your family. Here's your host and Certified Divorce Financial Analyst professional, Mike Fulkerson.
Hi, and welcome back to a new you after divorce, part of the Breaking Ties podcast. I'm your host, Mike Fulkerson, financial advisor and certified divorce financial analyst professional. And today we are going to take on a very sensitive topic, and that is what to do when your children resist going to their other parent's house after the divorce is finalized. And this can be a heartbreaking situation, but really, we're going to look at how to equip you with strategies to navigate this challenge and prioritize your children's well-being. And it's going to start with understanding the reasons. I mean, children may resist visitation for a variety of reasons. Let's start with, say, anger and confusion. Divorce is disruptive. I mean, it changes everything. And they might be angry at the other parent or confused about the new family dynamic. Then you can go on into, say, loyalty concerns. They might feel conflicted about showing affection to both parents, fearing they'll betray one or the other. It's got the fear of change. The new routine and environment at the other parent's house can be a bit unsettling. And then there's serious concerns in those rare cases where there could be underlying issues like neglect or abuse requiring immediate intervention. So, to get the ball rolling, we're going to want to work on communication. Open and honest communication is critical. Talk to your children in an age-appropriate way. We can do that by creating a safe space. Let them know they can express their feelings without judgment. We can listen without interrupting, acknowledging their emotions and validating their concerns. And we as parents want to focus on open-ended questions. What are you worried about? Rather than leading questions that prompt specific answers. Don't assume or guess that we know what they're thinking. So when addressing specific concerns, we want to tailor our approach based on their reasons for resistance. So, for example, looking at the anger and confusion part, we want to help them process their emotions, offer reassurance, and remind them they're loved by both parents. If the child has loyalty concerns, we want to explain that loving both parents doesn't betray one or the other. You can love multiple people in different ways. And then you got the fear of change. And we want to talk about the other parent's house in a positive light. Encourage them to communicate any specific anxieties they might have so they can be processed and hopefully alleviated in some way. But we also have to prioritize safety. And so if we suspect abuse or neglect, we got to put the children's safety above all else. And that's probably going to require consulting with an attorney and seeking the necessary legal intervention to protect them. Because we got to respect the court orders, unless there are safety concerns. The visitation schedule is what it is, and we need to follow it. However, legal counsel can also help you explore options for modifying the child visitation agreement if necessary. In the end, though, working with your ex might just prove to be the best thing. I mean, we want to do it in a positive and consistent manner and create that environment for the kids during their visitation. So we want to look at things like smooth transitions. How do you coordinate drop-offs and pickoffs to minimize disruption? Open communication, keeping each other informed about any important events or developments in your children's lives. Things happen when they're with you. Make sure your ex-partner knows what's going on. And then focus on consistency. Encourage the other parent to establish routines and expectations that mirror yours to the extent possible. And if things are still challenging or you want to just seek professional help, that's perfectly acceptable. If communication is strained or your children's resistance persists, consider seeking professional guidance. I mean, a therapist who specializes in co-parenting can help facilitate communication and provide strategies to address your children's emotional needs. Remember, it's about the kids. Despite the challenges, we have to prioritize our child's well-being, approach the situation with patience, empathy, and a commitment to finding solutions that create a healthy environment for them. I want to thank you for joining me on this episode of Breaking Ties, a New You After Divorce. Should you have any questions on today's topics, you can reach out to me or leave them in the comments section. Divorce is not the end of your story. As you and I already know, it is the start of your next great chapter. Until next time, take care. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of A New You After Divorce, part of the Breaking Ties podcast. I'm your host, Mike Fulkerson, financial advisor and certified divorce financial analyst professional. And today we are going to look at a pretty important aspect of moving forward after the divorce, and that is maintaining a positive self-image. Now, divorce can leave you feeling lost and unsure, but really, let's look at some things here and see what we can do about that. We're going to look at strategies to cultivate self-compassion, rebuild your confidence, and embrace the exciting possibilities that lie ahead. So I don't need to tell you that divorce is really an emotional roller coaster. I mean, it really falls in the category of a grieving process. And it's natural to experience a range of emotions from sadness and anger to confusion and self-doubt. Acknowledge these feelings, but we don't want them to define us. We want to shift our focus. So instead of dwelling on the past, let's shift our focus to the present and the future. And here are some ways to nurture positive self-image. First, practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with kindness and understanding. Be patient with your healing journey. We want to reconnect with your values. What are your core beliefs and passions? Refocus on what truly matters to you. And then celebrate your strengths. Make a list of your strengths and accomplishments. Remind yourself of your resilience and capabilities. When we look at rebuilding confidence, I mean, divorce can dent your self-esteem. And we got to find ways to actually kind of rebuild ourselves and our confidence. We can do that through setting achievable goals. Start small. Accomplishing even minor goals can boost your confidence and motivation. You could learn a new skill, take a class, join a club, learn a new language. Stepping outside your comfort zone can be empowering. And then embrace positive self-talk. Replacing that negative self-criticism with encouraging affirmations. Celebrate your progress and focus on your positive qualities. Look forward. Don't look back. Now, we can also then reconnect with our support team. I mean, lean on your loved ones for support. Surround yourself with positive, encouraging people who believe in you. Consider joining a support group for divorced individuals to connect with others who understand your journey. And focus on the future. I mean, divorce is an ending, but it's also a new beginning. Embrace this opportunity to create a life that aligns with your values and aspirations. Do things like explore new interests. Pursue hobbies you neglected during your marriage. Discover new passions and rediscover forgotten joys. Practice self-care. Prioritize activities that nourish your mind, body, and soul. You want to get enough sleep, eat healthy foods, and engage in activities you enjoy. And then embrace new relationships. When you're ready, we can explore the possibility of dating again. This time, do it with your newfound self-awareness and confidence. Really, divorce does not diminish your worth. You are strong, capable, and deserving of happiness. With self-compassion, a positive mindset, and a supportive network, you can cultivate a positive self-image and build a fulfilling future for yourself. I want to thank you for joining me on this episode of Breaking Ties, a New You After Divorce. Should you have any questions, let me know or leave a comment. Happy to help. Divorce is not the end of your story. It is the start of your next great chapter. Until next time, take care. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Breaking Ties, a New You After Divorce. I'm your host, Mike Fulkerson, financial advisor and certified divorce financial analyst professional. And today, we're going to get off the beaten path here a little bit on the topic, and we're going to go with a Mike Unscripted today. where I'm just going to talk off the cuff, share thoughts that are coming through, not entirely sure where things will end up, but in the end, the goal is to have some information that I think you'll find useful and valuable. Now, today's topic is going to be creating summer memories. I'm sitting here and where I'm at, it's summer, and it's one of my favorite times of year. I'd rather would be hot than cold. So there you go. Think about that one for a while and ponder which way would you rather be? Would you rather be hot or would you rather be cold? And see where it takes you, because it is an interesting exploration. But once you know things, then you're able to move forward. And that's not much different from creating summer memories, because you really, look at the activities you got going on, or look in your area. Do you have fairs? Do you have outdoor concert events, sporting events locally? Or do you want to do a destination memory where you fly somewhere and see something and do something that you've always wanted to participate in? And I think when you look at creating the memories, you're only limited by your resources and yourself. And they don't have to be big and they don't have to be expensive. I mean, my boys and I, we enjoy disc golfing. And so we try to find a very highly rated course, and it might be an hour to 2 hours away. And we want to go and play the course and stuff. But it creates a great memory for us, and it's a lot of fun. We enjoy it from that standpoint. I mean, vacations are great as well, but I think, finding ways to enjoy the day-to-day, the little things. I mean, whether it's just sitting on the deck after you get off of work, or if you have a day off and you're outside under the umbrella, sitting outside under the umbrella with a fancy beverage. Perhaps it's a new beverage you've never had before. I had one of those this past weekend, a Brazilian lemonade. Never had it before. Didn't even know it was such a thing. But I tried it with my son as we were having lunch after we disc golfed. And it was great. Absolutely super tasty kind of thing. So I'm a big proponent of trying new things at least once. Don't close yourself off to new opportunities. But I will say that, when it comes down to the memories, you still got to find things you enjoy. You can try new stuff too, but make sure you feed your soul with the stuff that you actually enjoy doing. And once you do that and you kind of look at the day-to-days become less, say, mundane, or less trying to just get to the weekend, I think, the whole summer becomes a memory. And that's really kind of my goal as I'm getting through things, is just, hey, I want to make summer as memorable as possible. So doing a lot of little things works just as good as doing a few big things. But maybe you can intermix them as well. Have that mini vacation or a weekend away or something like that, in addition to just lounging around and maybe reading a book or playing a game kind of situation. So totally up to you on how you make it and how you create it. But I just always say, hey, take the time, spend time on yourself, and you never know what kind of memory is going to surface. I want to thank you for joining me today on this episode of Breaking Ties, A New You After Divorce. I know I say it all the time, but if you got a question, please let me know. Just ask. Divorce is not the end of your story. We know this. We know it is also the start of your next great chapter. I want to tell you to just really enjoy your summer and have fun. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Breaking Ties, A New You After Divorce. I'm your host, Mike Fulkerson, financial advisor and certified divorce financial analyst professional. And today we're going to look at a common challenge for divorced co-parents, and that is navigating different parenting styles. I mean, let's face it, you and your ex might have vastly different approaches to raising your children. So in this episode, we're going to look at different strategies to bridge this gap and create a harmonious co-parenting environment for your kids. We got to get this going with understanding the styles. I mean, parenting styles encompass a wide range, and you got things like authoritarian, strict rules, high expectations, and limited flexibility. There's authoritative, clear expectations with open communication and room for discussion. Permissive, fewer rules, and high responsiveness to children's needs. And then uninvolved, minimal rules and low parental involvement. Now, we got some challenges with disparity. I mean, when your parenting styles differ, it can create confusion and inconsistency for your children, and this can lead to behavioral issues and feeling of insecurity. So we want to bridge the gap, and we want to start with communicating. Open and honest communication with your ex really is important. And here's some tips we got for how you can do that. First, focus on common ground. Despite your differences, you likely share the same goal, raising happy and healthy kids. You got to discuss your styles, really just openly discuss your parenting philosophies and identify areas of potential conflict. And like all things throughout the divorce process, we're going to look at finding a way to compromise. Can you agree on core values and establish some basic ground rules to ensure consistency across households? Because really, we want to minimize the confusion. And we can do that. When we do that, we can actually minimize inconsistencies with our kids' lives as well. So we can do that by looking at creating a communication plan. Establish a preferred method for discussing parental issues, whether it's, say, email or text or phone calls. And this can help avoid conflict in front of the kids. Inform each other of changes. If you plan to implement a new rule or routine, inform your ex-partner beforehand, and that could minimize surprises for the kids. We want to focus on information sharing, keeping each other up to date on important events that happen at school, extracurricular activities, or any concerns you have. But we still need to respect boundaries. I mean, we got to avoid criticizing your ex's style. Undermining their parenting in front of the children is really detrimental. It's not a good thing. Focus on your own household first. Once your children are with you, implement your own rules and routines within your established boundaries. And then you got to let things go. You can't control their parenting style, but you can control how you respond and raise your children in your own environment. Remember, the kids come first. Despite your differences, you and your ex share the responsibility of raising well-adjusted children. Focus on open communication, compromise, and creating a sense of consistency where it matters most, and that's your children's well-being and happiness. I want to thank you for joining me on this episode of Breaking Ties, A New You After Divorce. Should you have any questions on today's topic, feel free to let me know, or leave a comment. I'll get back to you. Divorce is not the end of your story. As we already know, it is the start of your next great chapter. Until next time, have a great day. Hi, and welcome back to A New You After Divorce, part of the Breaking Ties podcast. I'm your host, Mike Fulkerson, financial advisor and certified divorce financial analyst professional. And today we're celebrating a chance for personal growth, and that is solo travel after divorce. Feeling, a little lost or unsure where to go next? Well, in this episode, we're going to really try to inspire you to embrace the adventure of solo travel and rediscover yourself on a brand new journey. So divorce can leave you feeling adrift. Solo travel offers a chance to reconnect with yourself, explore new cultures, and embark on a journey of self-discovery. Think of it as healing through exploration. And during this time, we can work on ways to reclaim your independence, plan your itinerary, choose your pace, and experience the joy following your own desires. Challenge yourself a little bit, step outside your comfort zone, break free from routines, and discover hidden strengths and resilience. And what's this going to do? It's going to create new memories. We're going to fill your life with exciting experiences that have nothing to do with your past relationship. So finding the perfect adventure, though, is not the easiest thing. But in the end, the beauty of solo travel is its versatility. Here's some ideas to spark your wanderlust, and that is cultural immersion. Immerse yourself in a new city, explore ancient ruins, or volunteer in a developing country. You got the nature escape, hike breathtaking mountain trails, camp under a star-filled sky, or reconnect with nature's beauty. And let's not forget the foodie adventure. Indulge in culinary delights, take cooking classes, and explore the world through its unique flavors. Now, safety and preparation are key. While solo travel is liberating, safety and preparation should not be tossed aside. So we're going to want to research the destination, learn about the local customs, safety concerns, and essential phrases in the native language. Choose your accommodations wisely. Opt for hotels or guest houses with social atmosphere to meet fellow travelers. And then you want to inform your loved ones. Share your itinerary with close friends or family and leave them contact information for your accommodations. As with all travel, we want to embrace the unexpected. Sometimes the best travel experiences are unplanned. Be open to spontaneous detours, unexpected encounters, and moments of just pure joy. You can do this in a number of ways, and one is strike up conversations. Talk to locals, fellow travelers, and anyone who sparks your curiosity. You might make even a new friend. Embrace new experiences. Don't be afraid to try new things, whether it's a daring adventure activity or a local delicacy. And then go with the flow. Things don't always go according to plan. Learn to adapt. Embrace the unexpected. So, solo travel, you can think of it as an investment in yourself. After divorce, it's, is more than just a vacation. It's an investment in your well-being, a chance to rediscover yourself and springboard for a bright and exciting future. I want to thank you for joining me on this episode of Breaking Ties, a new you after divorce. Should you have any questions, just reach out or feel free to leave a comment. Divorce is not the end of your story. As we already know, it is the start of your next great chapter. Take care.